drivers 1 and 4 are the most familiar for them. The tuners are always going to have a preference, and really the tuner wins out. Wherever they feel that the best traction is on the starting line, 100 feet, 150 feet out, is really where they are going to place the driver in the event that they have lane choice.
Very interesting that that stat stands for top fuel only. Every other category, lane 2 is the winningest lane. So it's kind of interesting how that all works out. But the top fuel drivers, well, guys like Nhra Brown love lane number 4. Brian Houston, he's going to try to fall in love with lane number 3.
Look,
tire smoke for Langdon. He is out, but it is a 3-horse race to the finish, and that race to the finish will place Brittany Force on a hole shot and Antron Brown cleanly into the next round. Hole shot advantage for Force over Steve Torrance. She went 73.4, he went 72.9 in the loss.
And that's how this race unfolded. You can see 3 out of 4 cars were very competitive, and it comes down to a hole shot. It comes down to Brittany Force really pulling out the stops and getting that hole shot on Steve Torrance. Again, he has a better performance, but you can see the blue car in that number 2 lane right alongside of Steve Torrance. She gets the jump off the starting line. The race is to the finish line. She just does a better job. Both drivers have a good car. Steve Torrance playing catch-up, trying to catch real Brittany Force in. Meanwhile, Antron Brown is the first one at the stripe.
Very well driven in 3 of the 4 lanes. Langdon got off the blocks of the 61 light. That wasn't his problem. It was the loss of traction. When we come back, we continue. Rapper's car. Jordan, what you got on Cody Crone?
Cody Crone is just a kid out here, and he's racing legend Doug Coletta. And I asked him, I faced Doug Coletta in my first race in Phoenix in 2019, and I ended up beating him. I asked him, what would it mean to you to beat Doug Coletta in this squad? He said, man, that would be a dream come true. I said, well, do you think you can be there? He goes, we've been consistent, just like Coletta, just not as fast. So we'll see if he's consistent enough to be there at the finish line and try to steal one away from Doug Coletta.
And the way this one will play out is Doug Coletta, if they cannot make a mistake, rather, if they don't make a mistake, they're going to win. They're going to get to the finish line likely ahead of everyone. But the opportunity is for Jasmine, Cody Crone, or Sean Reed. One of those 3 drivers don't see themselves advancing into the second round, into the late rounds. They have the opportunity, if they can get to that finish line, second behind Doug Coletta.
Wow, this is very tight as they get down to the stripe. It will be Doug Coletta, and Jasmine Salinas won the quad. It's her first official round win. 370 outruns a 372.9. A big moment for Jasmine. That was not simply finishing second. That was a round win.
Well, you got to get another look at this overhead shot. It really tells a story. You can see Doug Coletta appeared to be on his way to victory, but there was something that stood out. Take a look at that right side of your screen, that number 1 lane. It was Jasmine Salinas. She seemed to be quicker than everyone. Her car started to push, started to wash to the inside of the lane. That could be troublesome. It could be likely that the car can start to lose traction. She was able to kind of wrangle it back in, but you could clearly see that she had the best performing car. Very respectable runs in lane 2 and 3, but the quicker cars in 1 and 4.
And Tony, that is her career best run. And if they can put another couple of runs together that are 3.700, that thing has as good a chance as any other car out here to win this drag race. Let's go down to Bruno. So Tony Stewart's advancing, and Tony, you're starting to go more and more rounds. It's like your comfort levels get better in the car. How would you rate the team's performance to date?
Well, the great thing was Neil Straussbaugh got me at the end of the day before they left the trailer to go to the hotel and said they found some stuff that they think has been part of the issue all along this year. So proud of these guys. They just keep digging. This entire Dodge Power Brokers Direct Connection team, Trop Fuel team, they're just doing an awesome job. So they're being patient, helping me get caught up, but they're catching up too.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Mike. And this is Tony Stewart's pit area, the Dream Giveaway Pit Cam. The service is happening there. You can see the push rods being pulled out of the engine, placed in their holders. Coordinated effort on both sides of the engine. Nice work there. Made for a nice shot. Thank you, boys. Look, you go across the street, they're changing tires. They're changing and disassembling, reassembling an entire engine here. And this is what round 2 will look like. Coletta, Salinas, Milligan, and Torrance. Brown, Force, Ashley, and Stewart. The Grade 8 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. When we return, it's a good car. It's tough to tune a car when mechanically it's not assembled properly. Del Warson's still making the decisions, and this car has really been flying under the radar and improving over the last couple of races. For J.R. Todd, the DHL GR Supra has had a solid beginning to the year. Already a race win under his belt. And for Ron Capps, that is a brand new Napa GR Supra that is looking better by the week.
Oh, super.
One of them stalled out. There for lanes 3 and 4, and J.R. Todd with authority. And look at Alexis. She's going to pedal her way to one. 5:44.4 and 2:65. 3:91.8 for Todd. It looked like Buddy Hull was going to be on easy street there, but certainly that wasn't the case.
Well, look, and she does it on a hole shot. Buddy Hull actually ran quicker. He had a quicker elapsed time, but this is driver instinct. This is great driver instinct from Alexis. She appeared to be out of it, and she can't necessarily see what's going on in the number 1 lane. She can hear that Ron Capps isn't alongside of her. He's not pulling away. J.R. Todd off to the races. Alexis, early tire smoke, but look at Buddy Hull. He's back on the throttle. Alexis, she's listening to audio. She recognizes that doesn't sound right. I can't see him, but I can hear somebody having problems. Her instincts are telling her, get back on the throttle. This will give her a chance. And she is able to drive around Buddy Hull, but it was the fact that she also had a good reaction time that she still beats him with a slower car.
What a run there. Jasmine Salinas is with Bruno Massel.
Jasmine Salinas gets her first round win behind the wheel of a nitro-burning top-fuel dragster. You know, your dad's been doing this for a long time. What advice does he give to you before you go out here and race?
You know, he gave really good advice to me, something I'm going to keep between him and I right before this run. But mostly it's just, you know, go out, have fun, and be relaxed.
Great job.
Thank you.
Jasmine will advance. We'll find out if this man, Bob Tasker III, will advance. That menagerie of safety equipment being placed upon him, his neck collar, his Hans device, and the Ford Performance helmet, one that carried into a track record speed of more than 338 miles an hour yesterday. Nitro Funny Car coming up next when we return.